Welcome to FFT Championship Prime Time. We started this fun show last year. We're going to continue it into the 2023 season. I'm going to start. I won't have the normal show a lot of you guys are used to from last year. I really want to get you caught up on where the league stands. I have not done a great job of communicating what the league's going to look like this year. So we're going to do that to start the show, and then I'll get you caught up on where we stand in terms of the actual season itself. So, new in 2023. We have a new name. That's right. We need to call the fantasy cops. Our name was stolen from us by the people at CBS. They loved the idea of the FFT Open, so they actually took it and named something else the FFT Open. What does that mean for us? Total confusion. I had multiple people reach out to me to ask me if I was doing something. They thought all the FFT Open spots were closed off. I am confident we have longtime managers who are not in the league this year who were not sure. There was so much confusion. I told this to Adam. There's been a lot of confusion this year. So maybe next year we can come to something a little easier in terms of all the CBS stuff. But I'm not employed by CBS, so who knows what they do. We changed the name to FFT Championship. I really enjoy this name. I think it's a great name. It was myself and Adam had the same exact thought. We both thought this was the name to go with. We have 308 total teams this year across 22 divisions. That is slightly down from last year. We had 24 full divisions last year, only 22 this year. As I said, I think the name change definitely threw us off with some people. No changes this year to transactions or trades. All that stuff remains the same. Waivers on Wednesdays, then free agents after that. Trades, all trades run through me, approved by me. I am generally speaking a very kind of liberal trade person. As long as the trade doesn't look absolutely insanely ridiculous, I allow people in this league. You are smart people. You know what you're doing. You're allowed to make the transactions you would like to make. However, I do like all of them to come just by me so I see what's happening in these leagues. Please, if you see something you don't like, reach out to me, not to the message board. We've had problems in the past where people post stuff on the message board without reaching out to me first. Reach out to me. The contact information is all there. Please reach out to me. Only scoring change this year is to the defenses. I got some feedback. Defense scoring a little higher than people liked. Pulled that back a little bit, came off points allowed and yards allowed this year. Other than that, scoring remains exactly the same. Overall, winner gets a spot in the podcast league next year. I've been pushing for this for years, and we finally got it this year. Very excited about that. The winner will get a spot in the podcast league next year. I am sorry to David, our initial winner, Benji, our winner in the second year, and Matt, our winner last year. I'm sorry the three of you didn't get that spot, but win it this year, boys, and it's yours. Finally, most important change for the year, we have a new playoff format. I got some feedback that the playoff format was very confusing in prior years. Try to do more of a Scott Fishbowl thing where we come out of the divisions and the playoffs were in conferences and things. And that was admittedly hard to follow. So we will have all playoffs in the divisions this year. So weeks 1 through 13, that's your regular season. Play your divisional games. In week 14, we will have 6 teams qualify for the playoffs. 4 of them will play in a wild card round. 2 teams will get a bye to week 15. Obviously, big deal because we do have a couple games in week 14 this week. Now, week 15 is your semifinal games. The 2 wildcard winners move on to face the 2 teams on bye, with week 16 being your championship game. All that is in your division. After week 16, we're going to take the 22 divisional champions, and they're going to have a free-for-all to play off for this podcast league spot. So what's going to happen? Each one of those winners will submit a lineup to me. We will score that lineup based on the same exact scoring system we've had all year long. The highest scoring team gets your podcast league spot. So got to win your division first if you want to get in that free-for-all for the podcast league spot. Cool stuff this year. I'm excited about this format. Now, looking at what has happened this season to date. Every week, the way I will organize these things, I will rank teams from 1 to 308. I will rank first by record, second by points scored. Obviously, at this point in the season, we have a bunch of 2-0 teams, we have a bunch of 1-1 teams, a bunch of 0-2 teams. So then we go to points scored. All these teams are undefeated. These are the highest scoring undefeated teams at this point. Sam Holliday in the white division leads the way at 332.2 points. Alex Gardner in the lot division right on his tail at 325. Hunter Hines in the Hallis division, 323.7. Nick Lamont and Dickerson at 318.3, and Jeff Mings in the Favre division at 316.2. Those are your top 5 scoring teams of all your undefeated teams. Good work, fellas. These scores are significantly lower than last year. I think our leader after 2 weeks last year was in the 370s. This is not surprising given that week 1 was kind of a dud. So pretty good so far, boys. Pretty impressive right there. Finally, I like to do a little Team Name Tuesday deal. Model after the show, obviously. Those of you who don't know, big Dolphins fan. I'm a fan since Dan Marino slinging the rock in the 80s. I'm still a Dolphins fan to this day. Has been a challenging time since Dan Marino retired. But when they drafted Tua 4 years ago, you will never find a bigger supporter of Tua than me. Check my Twitter account if you want receipts on that. I've been a big fan since the day they drafted him. Him and Jalen Waddle are my two favorite players. I love them to death. So any team name with Tua or Jalen Waddle always going to get in good graces with me. So we'll start off Team Name Tuesday with Tua Infinity and Beyond. Of course, a fun play on words from a childhood favorite of many of you in this league. Robert in the white division and Cameron in the far division, both rolling out this team name this year. So I'm sure I will see you two as divisional winners this year. That's all I got for today. Look for me next week. We'll go to more of a standard format where I look at some of the best scoring teams, some of the close games, and really break down some different stuff that happened around the league. So seriously, thank you all for playing. I started this thing 4 years ago. It's just this pipe dream of like, could we get a few people together? We had 216 teams in 4 days sign up and draft with us 4 years ago. This thing's only gotten bigger and better every single year. It's been so much fun, so engaging. It's so nice to see so many familiar names back again this year. Thank you guys, and I look forward to talking to you next week.